Hey gang, Jesse here at EC Auto Repair. Great to see y'all today. So I want to show you a Saturn. They don't even make this car anymore, but there's still a few of them on the road. They're great cars. I actually used to own a Saturn. My wife absolutely loved it. A great car to drive. It's a GM product, so on and so forth. So this particular car, we went to the back and looked, it still has paper tags. So the people that bought it, it's pretty new to them. It's a used car, of course, but it's here in Oklahoma. It has North Carolina paper tags on it. It's on a road trip from North Carolina to Utah, and they got here in the Midwest, and the car just died on them, and it quit, and they had me tow it to the shop. It's got 98,000 miles on it. So when I towed it, basically, when I got to it, this was what we've seen. I'll show you. It was the same as this. We basically had all the lights on the dash. So I towed it to the shop on last Sunday. Monday, when my technicians got here, they took a look at it. I hadn't initially assumed that it was an alternator, because when I put my jump pack on it, the car would start, right? I noticed one of the battery cables was loose, which created an issue, but I was able to start it and drive it up on the tow truck. Got it here. Well, whenever my technician actually took a look at it, guess what? It did not need an alternator. It was actually the connector, the wiring harness connector that goes into the alternator to tell the alternator to turn on or to turn off. That wiring connection had broken, and therefore the alternator never got the signal to charge, and it evidently must have broke while they was driving down the road. So a couple different points to that. If all your lights come on while you're driving down the road, it's usually not meaning that the whole car is broke. It's usually an electrical problem of some sort. Especially on these hot summer days, more often than not, it is the alternator that's the problem, right? But in this case, it wasn't. It was literally a bad wiring connection that caused the alternator to fail. So, or not to fail, but to quit charging. So, a relatively cheap repair for him. He was also able to observe that the serpentine belt was getting a little bit of wear, and there was an idler pulley that was squealing real bad. Was not an initial concern, but by the time they got to Utah, those probably would have failed along the way. So we was able to get in front of those before it became another breakdown, and take care of those for this client as well. So super great situation. I had another situation. I towed in an Audi, which is a European vehicle. I towed in an Audi last week, and they was driving down the interstate at 75, 80 miles an hour. All of a sudden, the car lost power, and this is after it drove from New Jersey all the way to here. So from New Jersey, I'm guessing it's 2,500 miles or so to here. And they was just driving down the interstate. It lost power. They pulled over. It died, and it wouldn't restart. I got out there, and it wouldn't start for me. I had a lot of trouble getting the car with the electronic shift to go into neutral. I was able to finally get it into neutral. I towed it back to the shop. The next morning, when everybody got here, the technician took a look at it, and on that one, there was a rodent that hadn't gotten into the wiring harness, and it had ate 4 to 6 of the main wires in the wiring harness, and evidently something came completely apart as they was driving down the road after 2,500 miles. We was able to find the rat's nest. We was able to find some bad grounds as well. So everything combined caused that car to actually just stall out and not die. What was interesting about that was, remember, it would not start when I got there to pick it up with the wrecker. But after I towed it 25 miles back to the shop, when I got it here to the shop, the car actually started. And then when the technician went to look at it, he observed that the brake lights wouldn't come on. He couldn't get it to start. None of the dash lights would come on. So the problem was super intermittent. And in this case, I don't know if it was a rat, if it was a mouse, if it was a squirrel. But it's fair enough to say, because we found evidence of it, that it was a rodent of some sort had gotten into that vehicle and had had wiring for dinner, and that was to the detriment of the customer. The great news is they was only broke down for the one day. We was able to get them back on the road, do the wiring repair, do it up to OEM specs, and they went on their way to California. So it's not always bad news. Sometimes it's a simple fix. Sometimes it's a major thing. More often than not, it's simple. See you in the next video.